Sofia had always considered herself a faithful wife. She and Daniel had been married for almost 10 years, and their life together seemed perfect from the outside. A beautiful home, two children who were their pride and joy, and a seemingly unbreakable bond. But life had a way of testing even the strongest foundations. It all started with a harmless friendship. Sofia met Adrian at a business conference in Paris, a city that already carried an air of romance. He was charming, confident, and had an air of mystery about him that intrigued her. Unlike Daniel, who had become predictable over the years, Adrian was spontaneous, always surprising her with unexpected insights and deep conversations that reignited something within her. Their conversations, which started as professional exchanges, quickly turned into personal confessions. They talked about their fears, their dreams, and the things they had lost in the routine of daily life. Sofia didn't intend for anything to happen, but she found herself drawn to Adrian in ways she couldn't explain. The first time he brushed a stray lock of hair behind her ear, she felt a jolt of something dangerous yet exhilarating. One evening, Daniel was away on a business trip, and Sofia met Adrian for dinner. The restaurant was dimly lit, the wine flowed freely, and the air between them was thick with unspoken words. She knew she should leave, but she didn't. When Adrian reached across the table and took her hand, she felt something she hadn't felt in years, a spark. He leaned in closer, whispering something about fate and missed opportunities, and before she knew it, they were walking down the cobbled streets of the city, their hands intertwined like teenagers in love. That night, Sofia crossed the line she swore she never would. The guilt hit her almost immediately, but she justified it. She told herself it was just one night, just one mistake. But one night turned into a series of secret meetings, stolen kisses, and whispered promises. Each time she told herself it would be the last, but she couldn't seem to stop. Adrian filled a void she hadn't even realized existed. The thrill of sneaking away, the excitement of unread messages waiting on her phone, the lingering scent of Adrian's cologne on her skin. It all became intoxicating. She started dressing differently, wearing the perfume Adrian had once complimented, changing her routine so she could steal moments away with him. But with every lie she told Daniel, with every excuse she made, the weight of her deception grew heavier. Months passed, and Sofia became a master of deception. She would kiss her children goodnight, lie beside her husband, and pretend everything was fine. But the guilt began to consume her. She saw the way Daniel still looked at her with love, the way he brought her coffee every morning just the way she liked it, the way he played with their kids and made them laugh. He was a good man, no, a great man, and she was betraying him. Then one evening, Daniel came home early from a trip. Sofia was in the shower when she heard the unmistakable sound of her phone buzzing repeatedly. She knew who it was before she even checked. Daniel, however, got to it first. "Who's Adrian?" he asked, his voice calm but laced with something that made her stomach drop. She tried to lie, to make up an excuse, but the look in his eyes told her that he already knew. He had seen the messages filled with passion, regret, and longing. He had read every confession she had foolishly put into words. The next few days were a blur of tears, confessions, and painful conversations. Daniel, heartbroken and betrayed, couldn't understand why she had done it. "Was I not enough?" he asked one night, his voice barely above a whisper. Sofia had no good answer. She had let herself be swept away by something temporary and had risked everything that truly mattered. Adrian, sensing the inevitable, disappeared from her life, leaving her to pick up the shattered pieces of her marriage. The hardest part was seeing the pain in Daniel's eyes every time he looked at her. He tried to forgive for the sake of their children, for the sake of what they had built together. But something had shifted. The trust that had once been unwavering was now fragile, like glass that had been cracked. Sofia spent months proving her remorse, doing everything she could to mend what she had broken. She ended friendships that threatened their marriage. She laid her soul bare, answering every painful question Daniel asked. And most of all, she waited. Waited for the day he would look at her and not see a betrayal, but the woman he had once loved without question. Some scars never fully heal, and Sofia knew that. But she also knew that love, if strong enough, could endure even the deepest wounds. And so she hoped every single day that she could earn back the man she had once thought she could never lose. She started writing letters to Daniel, pouring out her heart in words she could never say aloud. She planned thoughtful surprises, cooked his favorite meals, and made an effort to be present, truly present. And slowly, painfully, she saw glimpses of hope. A flicker in his eyes, a moment of softness in his voice, a hesitant touch. One evening, as they sat in silence on their porch, Daniel finally spoke. "I don't know if I can ever forget," he admitted, staring into the distance. "But I think I want to try." Tears filled Sofia's eyes as she nodded. That was all she needed, a chance. And this time, she wouldn't take it for granted.